Nick's going to call Oklahoma, Georgia. No pick there. You get to pick.
I'm really concerned with Baker Mayfield's health. I mean, he's going to play, but I don't think he's going to be himself. So I'm going with the Georgia Bulldogs in the close one in the Rose Bowl.
Ooh, Georgia, huh? Listen. Yeah. I love to pick Oklahoma because I get to shoot the guns. It's my favorite thing. Watch this. Bam, bam, shoot those guns, boy. But I found out, oh, man, but shotguns are not allowed in the Rose Bowl. So I asked the Sooner mascot, hey, how about being on the show? Nope, rejected.
At the parade, probably.
He said it. Parade. I asked Sooner, the other guy, no parade.
Parade.
So that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
No Boomer, no Sooner, no shotgun. You know what that means?
You're going to go old school. You're going to go the other way, pick Georgia.
Got to go with the dogs, right?
Nah, that dog's too ugly. Boomer, Sooner.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
No fireworks, but will they play well enough to win the game? Who wins the game today, David?
I tell you what, Georgia's better in 2 of the 3 aspects. Georgia's got a much better defense. Georgia's got a much better kicking game. And so you'd think it'd be obvious that you'd pick them. Georgia's offense has come along throughout the season. It is so hard to pick against number 6. Baker Mayfield is the best player in the country. I'm going to do it. I think Georgia's offense runs this like a triple option game, Coach. I think it's going to be eat the time of possession, slow down the numbers of possessions, eat the clock up. I think Georgia finds a way to win 34-31 in a high-scoring game.
Especially there's 2 kickers, you said.
Yeah.
Georgia's got the advantage.
Big-time advantage in special teams. But you're still picking against 6. And that boy good, man. God.
It's a hard thing to do for sure, but if they can hold the ball, perhaps they create some anxiety, being anxious to make a play in the few opportunities Baker Mayfield will have.
In the mid-70s for this 104th Rose Bowl game, a sea of red. Oklahoma is officially crimson, just slightly darker. These programs have combined for almost 1,700 wins, 104 bowl games. Somehow, they've never met until today. With a spot in the championship game on the line, Georgia trying to go home to Atlanta for the game next Monday. Oklahoma trying to get back there, win it for the first time since 2000. The Sooners have won 23 of the last 24 games. Georgia, coming off the SEC championship, their first in a dozen years. Georgia has traveled 2,000 miles, longer than all their other road trips this year combined. An experience today that none of these folks will ever forget. We hope we'll have an unforgettable show for you. These warm pictures here may help you thaw out if you're watching from a frigid part of the country. This has been the Nissan Pregame Rush. Captains on both sides ready for the coin toss. Sector, big number 78, Orlando Brown. Defense represented by a couple of seniors, Stephen Parker, the safety, and their best pass rusher, Obo Okoronkwo. There's Sony Michel, part of that tandem Kirk talked about, number 1. And Roquan Smith, the Butkus Award winner. Nick Chubb out there as well. This is Isaiah Wynn. Jeff Easer in the ACC with the coin toss.
Congratulations on a successful season and your selection to the college football playoffs semifinal game. My name is Jeff Easer. And this is Jim Heisen. We're with the Atlantic Coast Conference. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce our distinguished guests. First, the president of the Tournament of Roses, Mr. Lance Tibbett. Next, the Grand Marshal of the Tournament of Roses Parade, Gary Sinise. Gentlemen, the coin, please. Thank you. The coin has both sides, each team's logo. Oklahoma University on one side, Georgia Bulldogs on the other side. The winner of the coin toss will be determined by whichever side is flipped forward on the ground face up. Here we go. Oklahoma, you won the toss. Oklahoma's won the toss and they've deferred. Georgia wants the ball. Which way you want to kick? Which way? This way? Face each other.
Sooners haven't had very good luck this season on coin tosses. They rarely have won the punting, place kicking, and kickoff duties. Got a very strong leg. Rarely allows a return. Elijah Holyfield is deep for Georgia, along with Mecole Hardman. Here we go, the playoff semifinal, Rose Bowl number 104. Seibert drives it deep. A touchback. And so we'll see Jake Fromm, who showed his poise and his talent as a Little League World Series star back at Williamsport.
12 years old, and one of those guys in a Little League World Series that just did it all. Made plays in the field, was a pitcher, hit home runs, and I think that poise early in his career as an athlete has really carried over throughout his high school career, and now, of course, in the early part of his career in Athens as a true freshman. His first career start in South Bend, night game, prime time under the lights, and of course got it win. And I think from there, this team is really just fed off of his leadership.
The senior Nick Chubb is the tailback to the left of Fromm. They fake it to him, and Fromm throws on the first play, and it's complete. And off and running is Javon Wims, and the talented receiver out near midfield. Can Georgia possibly confuse him today? It's a first down handoff and right into the teeth of that Bulldogs front. Jonathan Ledbetter got there in a hurry.
Oh, what a great.
Chubb on the toss into traffic. They get a good block on the edge, and Chubb churning for a first down, running through tackles out near midfield. Big Isaiah Wynn, the tackle, sprung him.
That running game and trying to match up front.
First carry for Sony Michel, who cuts it back in the clear. Michel barrels down inside the Oklahoma 30, and already this Georgia tandem flexing. They fake it to Michel. Fromm look downfield, now checks down, delivers a strike, complete for a first down to Wims inside the 15.
But because the linebackers were up front at the line of scrimmage, he's still able to squeeze it in there.
Fake it to Michel again. Fromm looked over the middle, now dumps it down, caught, touchdown. Michel out of the backfield, and the Dogs answer quickly. The Dogs answer with one of their own.
Yeah, the play action. Kenneth Murray right here. Comes up, gets a little bit lost, and by the time he realizes that he has to account for Sony Michel, it's too late. He slides out of the backfield, does a good job on his play fake. See the late reaction, and again, a great job by Chaney of mixing up the play calling on that drive.
Michel's first touchdown reception of the season, even at 7.
And those 3 down linemen are stout up front.
3 backs in the backfield, and now Baker with his first downfield shot looped it over the head of his receiver. DeAndre Baker was covering Brown. He is a physical big corner, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's a guy that welcomes the challenge from this offense. See, he does a good job at getting ahead of Brown, respecting his speed, and then he pushes him towards the sideline. He was in phase the entire time.
Advanced than Drew Brees was at this stage of his Purdue career. Chubb cuts it back. And a strong gain, first down yardage across the 35 before Parnell Motley wrestled him down.
To meet them at that line of scrimmage and show they can play with a big guy.
DeAndre Swift, and the jet sweep takes the handoff, and the Sooners were ready that time. That was Will Johnson, the safety. Michel and Swift in the game. Fromm from the pocket has good protection and flips off a completion for a first down into Oklahoma territory to Warner.
It keeps him on the sideline.
Play action. Fromm, again, good protection, flips it off underneath, and it's Charlie Warner again, his uncle Scott, a Hall of Famer for Georgia, a defensive back, and Chaney calling plays that lead to very short, comfortable throws for his quarterback. Checks it down again and dumps it short, and there's a catch made down inside of the 30-yard line. The first down throw, Anderson well guarded out of the flat, and he is going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss.
I think the adjustment.
Dick would say, oh my, what a start for the Sooners offense and Baker Mayfield. Fromm and Georgia back to work, and Sony Michel breaks free. Michel in the clear, a foot race. What an answer from Georgia. 75 yards.
defensive back responding, also the linebacker. There's nobody left. Great job by the right side of that offensive line. Thomas and Cleveland, they collapsed down. But what made it so much easier, Sony Michel easily shakes, and then a poor angle there by Will Johnson. And there's the speed from Sony Michel.
Young number 91, Dylan Famatu. That was a mismatch in space with Sony.
Yeah.
Play action. Mayfield still got it. Takes a shot over the middle. Jump ball incomplete. Forced it into double coverage. DeAndre Baker was covering Lamb. Roquan Smith make a real impact play yet. And they hand it off to Sermon. And that Georgia native squirms for about 3. Back in the red zone one more time. Mayfield across the middle. In traffic. This time the catch is made by CeeDee Lamb. They go back to him a 3rd time. And they got a 1st and goal. Nope.
By our drive, it's been Baker Mayfield looking for CeeDee Lamb. Good effort there. I think Aaron Davis, by not giving up on that play, I think his right hand got in there. I think he pulled that ball out of there away from Lamb.
It's a tough series for the freshman wide receiver, and it sets up a 3rd and 7. Mayfield trapped. Sacked for the first time. Tyler Clark, the sophomore defensive tackle. 3rd sack of the season. Back to work down 10 from the 20. They fake it to Chubb, flip it near side here. Catch made by Wims, and he slips free. First down across the 30.
And already 3 touchdowns in the first 4 drives.
2nd and 3. Mayfield, all kinds of time rolling, trying to create something on the fly. Cannot escape. Knocked down there by David Marshall, the defensive end. 2nd sack for the Dogs.
And that's Baker Mayfield gets the call of the team.
This time all day to throw. Delivers over the middle. Catch made by Brown. Doesn't have first down yardage. Spun down at the 49 by J.R. Reed. Chubb lined up 6 yards deep in the end zone. Takes the handoff and a quick burst. Chubb breaks free. Gets the edge. Nick Chubb rumbling. Churning out near midfield. Parnell Motley saved the touchdown.
Kenneth Murray, the middle linebacker, take a wrong angle. He's going to follow this double team, but the linebacker in the middle takes the wrong angle. He busts a gap, and it allows Nick Chubb to be able to get right through.
Rodney Anderson. He's back in there now to the right. And he's got the football, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And the last 2 plays putting...
It's Flowers in the backfield. Penetration, and the Dogs come up with a huge play. That was Tyler Clark, who's had a nice first half.
He has good quickness at 300 pounds, and they're rotating a lot of bodies. I'll tell you, Oklahoma, fortunate that the ball didn't come out. Look how quick Clark gets in there.
Badette comes in motion. Pop pass. Did he get the edge? No, he is driven back. That's Smith, a high-impact tackle at the 3-yard line. Roquan says, that's the kind of hit I've been waiting all half to make.
Well,
it's 3rd.
Smith cleans it up. Perfect form tackle. I'll tell you, Badette lucky to hold on to that football.
And you could hear it. Badette, we mentioned, cat and mouse game, all those timeouts, the different looks from the Sooners. Give that one to Riley and the Sooners. Yeah, they just booted along the ground here.
It, but
that's
Georgia got a chance here, maybe.
Absolutely ineffective. I don't know what they're thinking there. That's Fromm rolls out. They do fire it short, and the catch is made. No out of bounds, and now they'll have to try to spend a timeout. Steps into it and drives it. Wow, hot ride. Comes up with 3. That's a Rose Bowl record. And Oklahoma made to pay for that squib kick just before halftime. The playoff semifinal, Rose Bowl number 104 of the granddaddy of them all. Touchdown! The Sooners strike quickly. The Dogs answer. Anderson headed for the end zone. Mayfield catches a touchdown pass. And welcome back. Set for the second half, the college football playoff semifinal at the Rose Bowl game, presented by Northwestern Mutual. A dizzying first half of the offenses. That's Anderson. Cuts it back. Muscles for about 2. Mayfield rolling out. Got some space, but he's chased and knocked out. CeeDee Lamb getting single coverage to the left of the quarterback. Mayfield's looking to the right. Gets it out. And Brown is going to be knocked down just short of the first down. So the Dogs defense gets a crucial stop. Mecole Hardman is back deep. Out of respect for him, they squib kicked at the end of the first half, but that was poorly executed by Seibert, and it gave Georgia a chance at the field goal. Hardman takes this punt and will sprint to the edge, gets some blocks. Mecole Hardman swerving, curving, and knocked down finally at midfield. He is a dangerous guy. He's speedy and he's shifty.
Wearing teams down up front in the second half.
This is the 12th running play of this game for the Dogs, but they've had great success. Chubb not down yet. Churning and chugging to the end zone. $50 yards. And the Dogs cut the deficit in half.
Yards after contact. Amar'e Bledsoe has him there. Okoronkwo comes over, but Nick Chubb is again a unique back, low center gravity, great balance, and if you don't, again, just like that, Georgia's right back in the game.
Michel was active early, and now the Dogs had their second one-play touchdown drive of this ball game. It was Michel from 75, Chubb from 50.
You're talking about an offense that's averaging almost 12 yards a play.
Tommy's facing some noise. The Georgia faithful are in that end of the stadium. And there's a first down handoff. This is feeling a little bit like Sanford Stadium at the moment.
I was going to say, this after the stop and then the touchdown and the kickoff coverage, getting them inside the 20 south to make that substitution as well.
Anderson in the backfield. Dogs press it up close. And Mayfield, instant pressure. Did he escape? No! Sack back at the 15. Lorenzo Carter. And a host of Dogs.
Roquan Smith, the leader, forces him out of the pocket. Watch Aaron Davis right there, keeps him contained. They wanted to be able to contain the creativity, not let him get to the outside, and Lorenzo Carter there as well to help clean it up.
Fresh for the second half. They haven't had huge workload. This is just the 4th carry for Michel. And that electric touchdown run, also caught a touchdown pass. Dogs trying to induce Oklahoma to jump offside. Doesn't work. And now Nislett gets a booming punt away. Lamb let it bounce over his head, and it is going to roll dead down inside the 5. So each team has executed that perfectly. The end zone. A flea flicker. Sermon to Mayfield, who lobs it to Andrews, but over his head. Dogs were not fooled. In coverage was J.R. Reed. 2nd and 10. Play action. Mayfield steps up, escapes, a pump fake, but Roquan couldn't get him to the ground. You talked about the strength, Kirk, of Mayfield. He's beefed his body up. Mayfield again snaps it at 2. Has time, now running out of time, and he'll be dropped. Good coverage. Jonathan Ledbetter eventually got to the quarterback. On the 4th sack by the Dogs. And 2nd and 18, pressure again. Back-to-back sacks. Tyler Clark has been a beast, and DeAndre Walker came in the blitz. What's Mayfield have on 3rd and 27? Well, a safe call. Anderson this time is going to be dragged down, and well, you wonder, an unheralded guy like Tyler Clark just stepping up on this enormous stage and making plays for the Dogs defense tonight. Goes from, and that Dogs running it back to work from the 29. A first down throw, pressure from the backside. They get the ball out quickly, and Terry Godwin, a first down catch to the 40.
Soft coverage brought to blitz from Stephen Parker in this second half. And
Fromm back on play action, has time, delivers over the middle, complete. Wims again, a fingertip grab inside the Sooner 45. Fromm directing traffic, running out of time. They just get the play off. Michel in the clear. Sony Michel barrels down into the end zone. The hat trick for number 1.
to the right, something that often gets overlooked, but just getting out of a bad run play into a good run play. Give Jake Fromm a lot of credit for making the check at the line of scrimmage. That's a lot of game prep.
Decision-making and poise from Fromm, and Michel just tiptoes down the sideline. He's caught a touchdown pass and run for a couple.
Just stayed in. In and in for the touchdown. They're blitzing him again.
Mayfield delivers incomplete across the middle. Tight coverage again by DeAndre Baker. Quarterback knocked down. Mayfield has time. This time overshoots Andrews, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dominic Sanders. And the veteran safety scampers down inside the 10. The game's first turnover sets up the Dogs in scoring position.
Baker Mayfield here. The pressure on the outside there to the right is DeAndre Walker trying to make a play, and the ball sails over Mark Andrews. We just talked about Sanders and what a veteran he is, starting his 52nd game. He's reading the eyes. Ball's overthrown. He's in perfect position playing center field. As that ball, it's very rare to see Baker Mayfield miss high. He felt that coverage, forced the issue, put the ball up, and watch Kirby Smart and Mel Tucker.
Fromm looking for the end zone. Delivers. Touchdown! Wims gives the Dogs the lead. Check the catch by Wims.
Fromm went right to him. Saw man-to-man, put the ball away from the defender. Look at the hands. Look at the strength to keep that ball away from the ground by Wims against the freshman Norwood. See how that ball is thrown only where the receiver Wims can get his hands on the ball completely away from the defender. Perfectly thrown ball by Jake Fromm. The second half.
Lamb in motion. Reverse. Brown. Knocked down. Staying at home was the Butkus winner, Roquan Smith.
Boy, he is so instinctive. So nice to watch him play. He's been a different player himself here in this second half. Look at the instincts in the eyes. He's not fooled at all. Gets in position. Not only that, he's able to get off of a block and still make a tackle out in space.
And this Sooner offensive line protects. Dogs bring the heat. Mayfield stands in, delivers. A flag comes down. Andrews makes the catch. It's not first down yardage. Malcolm Parrish tackled him.
Yeah, it's a hold by Ben Powers.
As much as Mayfield is for his offense, but you can't ask more of a freshman today. Now a short throw, and that's been his main target. It's Javon Wims who... Michel. That's it back. Talking about a Georgia team that's averaged 13 yards per running play. So you know what they'd love to do here.
System that they use.
Play action. Fromm throws it along the sidelines. He loves that route. Throws it so well. Hardman makes the catch. First down.
Ball out there. Good job of just being able to just slide and slow himself down. Heck of an effort actually by Hardman, the sophomore.
In the game. They fake it to him. Fromm has time to scramble, doesn't run often, and he'll be hit at the 29-yard line. Third down and about 5 coming up. Diamond formation again. Mayfield still got the ball, trying to get the edge. Turns the corner, but tackled by Lorenzo Carter at the 30. Third down coming up.
Yeah.
Option. Anderson. Trapped. And this time he cannot escape the clutches of DeAndre Walker and Tyler Clark. It's fourth down. It was a year ago. Michel, who's had the big night but had the big fumble.
In the run with a pass. It's about execution now.
Sooners bring pressure. Fromm gets it out. Has a man. Godwin escapes and is wrestled down at the 40, so the young quarterback beat the blitz that time.
Yep, you're right, Chris. Coverage and understand defense.
Good protection. Now it breaks down. Fromm has to scramble. Flips it off short. Michel in space. Makes a man miss and is spun down inside the 25 by Will Johnson. Michel in the backfield. Sooners showed some pressure, but back off. Fromm steps up, delivers a strike across the middle. Catch made by Godwin. Knocked down inside the 10. Cool delivery. 16 yards on 3rd and 10. Now thrown for the end zone, and a flag comes in. Wims was just grabbed by the freshman Trey Norwood.
He got a hold of his jersey and pulled him down.
Pass interference, defense, number 13. Ball replacement, 2-yard line, first down.
And the Dogs shift around.
Overset to the left.
Chubb, it's the wild dog and the running back. Direct snap, cuts back and scores. Nice lick. The punter is also the holder. Trent Fricks, the snapper. Little hesitation there. Had a double clutch, but he knocks it through. 45-45.
This is overset to the right. Big, strong, couple extra bodies there. They outflank him. See the big freshman out front, Andrew Thomas. Put Nick Chubb on the corner there. He's going to find that crease. All those big bodies just pushing those Oklahoma defenders out of the way. But like I said, 55 seconds and 3 timeouts. This is Baker Mayfield territory.
Meanwhile, the tailback tandem for the Dogs, 2 touchdowns each, and Michel and Chubb have combined for 295 yards and 4 touchdowns. And the kid was very cool when he had to be. Clock running, don't spend a timeout. Play action again, a short pitch on the sidelines, incomplete.
Wow, good throw.
From the pocket, Mayfield loops it downfield. It's incomplete. He overled Anderson out of the backfield. Now it's 4th down, 24 seconds to go. Georgia was down 17 of the first half. They reeled off 24 straight. They took the lead, but a scoop and score by the Sooners' Stephen Parker changed the complexion. Georgia able to drive down and tie the game and then deny Mayfield. And we go to overtime. So the coin toss is coming up. Extra time to decide who's going to Atlanta in the championship game.
When I flip the coin, whichever team comes up will have the choice of offense, defense, or side of the field. On the 3rd possession, you'll have to go for 2. Okay? Flip it. Oklahoma, you won the toss. Defense. Who wants defense? Which way? Okay. Oklahoma will play defense first. Georgia's ball this way.
He's got a height advantage on him, too.
Big cushion, you're right. From the pocket, delivered. Incomplete. It was off the hands of Isaac Nauta, the tight end who has not been targeted all afternoon. And here comes a field goal attempt. Knocks it right through. But Mayfield can win the game. Brown in motion. They pop it to him. Marquise Brown trying to get the edge, is strung out and dropped a couple yards short of the first down by Reed.
Yeah.
Handoff. Smallwood. End around, doesn't get there. Roquan Smith rose up, and the Butkus Award winner made a huge play.
We haven't seen Smallwood all night. A more physical receiver, not the fastest receiver. Roquan Smith with perfect technique. How fitting the year that he's had for the game to be down at 3rd and short. For him to make that play and not budge even an inch, he pushes Smallwood back.
Knocks it coolly through into the net. 100 in this game. Brown in motion. They fake it to him. Mayfield under pressure, has to scramble, flips it downfield, incomplete. Again, he was targeting Andrews, well covered, and Trent Thompson pressured him.
Yeah.
Baudet in motion, option. Murray, the quarterback, takes the pitch from the starting quarterback, but the Dogs were ready. Bellamy drove him out. They flip it short. Anderson hit behind the line as Roquan Smith makes another huge play.
Well, he had him the entire way out of the backfield. Had him man-to-man, wasn't surprised at all.
Mayfield has time, flips it short. Brown, a long way to go. Slips one tackle, spins, but is stopped at the 10-11 yard line, and it's 4th down.
Much better job in man-to-man by Baker.
Deflected, blocked. The Dogs do it again.
I think Lorenzo Carter got in there. He's got such great length. It's 6'6". I think he was able to get the penetration, get up in the air, and get his right hand on the ball. How about that, a senior for the Dogs? The offense, watch him get up in the air right there. Full extension. Yes, he gets his hand on that to prevent it from going through.
They left him a gap. Carter took advantage. We mentioned how good Georgia's been at this situation. 3rd time this year they block a field goal in close, and now a field goal wins it for Georgia. Any points win it, and the Dogs would head back to Atlanta for a shot at the championship. Chubb scored a touchdown earlier on a direct snap. Now it's Michel's turn, running all the way. Gets to the edge. Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game. Just like that, the Sooners' season ends, and the Dogs can dream big about a national championship. It will be their first since 1980. Sonny Michel, 4 touchdowns to offset a crucial fumble, but the final word in the highest scoring Rose Bowl ever and its first overtime ever. To Maria Taylor.
All right, Coach. Your 3rd blocked field goal of the season results in your team going to a national championship game. How do you describe the way this game ended?
What a game. What an atmosphere. You know, my heart goes out to the Oklahoma team because these guys played their tail off, and so did ours. Nobody ever quit. Everybody fought hard. So proud of these kids and seniors, man. I mean, they never quit.
Let's talk about those seniors. Lorenzo Carter, he gets the blocked field goal, and then you put it in the hands of a senior running back. I mean, what does it mean? These guys came back for this moment, Coach.
Impressive. Character, integrity, proud of them, man. This is a great university, and these kids fought their tail off.
In your 2nd year as the head coach at your alma mater, you're taking them to a national championship. Let that soak in and tell me what it means to you.
Go Dogs. Hey, for you too, girl.
Touchdown!
Start with you. You tell me this. Everything's a first for a true freshman. Your first ever Rose Bowl, the first playoff game to go to an overtime. What did you tell your team heading into the 2nd overtime session?
We had to believe. You know, God is good, and He stayed with us. And, man, guys on the team, we just stayed faithful. Roquan, man, everybody kept giving it their all. We kept the main thing. We kept chopping. And I mean, it's just an incredible experience to get to share with my teammates.
This team was down 17 points toward the end of the first half. What was the message and the key adjustment at half?
I mean, we kept believing. We knew we were a 4-quarter team. We were more physical. You know, we were more physical than them. And we just kept chopping. We knew each and every blow we took in the first half was going to pay off for us in the second half. And thank God it did.
Roquan, we didn't call your name a whole lot in the first half. It seemed like you were frustrated. What was the key adjustment defensively?
it was just doing what we do. And, like, we couldn't get, you know, we was facing a little adversity, but we couldn't let that change our approach and whatnot. So I wasn't really focused on what I could do, but it was more so a team thing. And we just came out the second half, made the right adjustments, even though they still did things, but we got it done.
The chance now to go back to Georgia and play for the national championship. What does it mean to you, Roquan?
It means everything. To bring all this back to the university, and like my family, all families, and just team, all we've been through, it's just amazing. And I can't thank God enough, and I'm just so proud of all of these guys.
Roquan and Jake, congratulations, guys. The Dogs headed to the national title. Chris?
Hey, fourth, and don't forget the fumble that he had. Look at the blocks by Nauta. Good block downfield. Look at the quarterback, yep. Jake Fromm picking up a block. But remember, Michelle was the one who fumbled the ball that Oklahoma picked up and scored. How fitting that he's able to put that in the end zone. And, of course, there's the reaction from Baker Mayfield. Will never wear a Sooners jersey again.
Post-game coverage, including the trophy presentation over on ESPN2. I'm going to shift it now momentarily to the second semifinal, Clemson and Alabama from the All-State Sugar Bowl. An absolute classic in Pasadena this evening. The Dogs headed home. Who are they going to meet? The Tigers or the Crimson Tide? We're about to find out as we send you to New Orleans right now.
Lance Tibbett. Lance.
On behalf of the Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual and the College Football Playoff, congratulations on winning the 104th Rose Bowl. I'm pleased to present the Leishman Trophy to Coach Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs.
Kirby celebrating with that trophy. Kirby, what was going through your mind when Sony Michel was going down the sideline and you knew you were going to win the game?
That these kids believe, they never stop chopping wood, and they just keep the main thing the main thing.
What changed with your defense, particularly in the second half? First half, you give up 31 points, more points than you've allowed in a game all season. Yet in the second half, your defense was ferocious.
I think we got settled down some. They did a really nice job. I mean, I got to give Oklahoma a lot of credit. Baker Mayfield's one of the best players that we've ever gone against. And our kids settled down, played a little better, but our offense had our back and our special teams had our back, and we just kept chopping.
Are you ready for a near home game for the national championship?
Really excited for a home game. I do want to say this. I want to thank the Tournament of Roses people. President Moorhead, Athletic Director Greg McGarity have done a tremendous job helping this program. And that fan base back there is the real deal.
Kirby, congratulations.
Everybody be piped up. Game day be so crazy. SC don't like us. Coach Smart gon' lead the way between the hedges on game day. Defense gon' man up. DB's gon' jam up. Offense gon' run the ball, throw a play extra 'cause they ran up. Red zone, now we going in. Fourth quarter going for the win.